Oscar goes to. It's a clean sweep.
And then there were 4. Welcome, everybody, to a bring back rehash of the Lazy Mates podcast. We have 2 other mates with us for this year's Oscar season. Very excited to welcome. We've had, common guest Ian Blum on the podcast of the Lazy Mates. We also have Ziggy on, who has gotten into the Oscar buzz just like the rest of us. This is the best time of the year, boys. It's finally here.
Oh, yeah.
Nominations are out. I think personally a better year for movies than last year. I don't know. I guess time will tell, but I think it was a better year for movies this year. There's a lot more. I feel like there's a lot more parity in terms of what could actually win the big trophy this year. I feel like Nomadland had the lead forever and just ran with it. I think once we get there, I think there's some possible options across the board, but very excited. How are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, very excited.
It has felt like ages.
It's been a while. I'm just glad we got you guys back together for this. This is,
I know,
we could not have done this without both of you.
I'll be honest,
one would have been a crime.
There wasn't that much movie excitement, things that really happened this year. Kind of like it was sporadic, I would say. It was very like July, you would have like Pig come out, or a couple months later, you would have a random movie come out. It was a very weird time for movies. I think near the end, it started to get really very exciting, but beginning of the year was kind of slow.
Yeah, I'm super hopeful that we are pushing towards more of a way of exclusively in theaters, and then maybe even after 4 weeks to 6 weeks, it gets onto streaming. I know Nate is not a proprietor of the theater; he is very anti-theater.
No, I'm very anti-theater.
I do know that. I think it's more of just the etiquette, and I'm telling you, you got to get a I think it's like ArcLight, or I don't know what the branch is of Illinois.
I know what you're talking about.
Here. They have them here. They're basically theaters where it's like if you have any phone or any sound on like your phone, if any screen lights up, you get kicked out. If you talk during the movie, you get kicked out. Anybody under the age of 18 can't come in after 6 o'clock, no matter what the age, no matter what the movie is rated.
Beautiful.
It's legit, and they shut the doors right at the time starts, so you can't come in late like to watch the previews. They're on it. They don't.
This is like Broadway type stuff. This is like
I would love that.
Doing musicals and plays.
I like
and
that.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's
very formal and stuff.
Yeah, it's very legit. They have one out here, and they also show a lot of like 35 millimeter movies and that, and it's the Alamo Theater. Thank you. It's like Alamo Draft House is the name of it out here. But I don't know if they have that many in Illinois. I know they're out here, and if it's a big movie, and I know it's like not as widespread, let's probably try to go there because I know I'm not going to get the nonsense. I think we were talking about when Spider-Man happened. It was like I think people literally felt like people were at a roller coaster, like at an amusement park or like at a zoo, and it was just wild animals, wild food being thrown around everywhere, people clapping, standing up, cheering. Like your team isn't in the Super Bowl.
They act like Tom Holland was there, right there.
Yeah. Can I? I don't talk to Nate that much about the movies.
Yeah.
Nate, what's your whole take on the standing and clap? Like, how was your take during Spider-Man? Were you a fan of the clapping and let everyone?
No.
Yeah, welcome back, Tobey Maguire.
I was shaking my head and I was laughing at this. I'm like, really? Like, it got to the point where like, okay, one clap, like, okay, I get it when like they came back, you were surprised, but not like, oh, he's back in the next scene. Oh, whoa, what? No, get out of here.
It's the same energy as the flight landed. That's the vibe I get. Because what do you clap for? They don't hear you, right? Garfield's not up there in the booth getting the projector going. It's not an achievement you both did together. You don't know the director personally. You don't know any of these characters. They don't know you.
You're not wrong there.
Yeah, so Nate is not the movie theater lover as much as he used to be. So it's been a weird of a change, honestly, with me and Nate. I think he's come more on the grounds of me of like liking superhero movies but not loving them as much, getting more irritated with them. I think he's starting to come around to my end on that a little bit.
Yeah. I'm getting the superhero fatigue, but there's some movies out there that excite me, like
Are we excited
the
for
Batman?
I was
The
about to say.
Batman, I'm very
Yeah.
excited for. I loved the Suicide Squad. I think that was awesome. I'm really enjoying Peacemaker. I don't know about you
Peacemaker's
guys,
awesome.
but Peacemaker is
Peacemaker's
awesome.
good.
Love it. Very,
Peacemaker's
very
really
funny.
good.
Yeah, big fan.
So I do have not even a complaint. I just have a question more to say. So I just don't understand like the releases on like the streaming services because I would have thought like a West Side Story and a Nightmare Alley would have been. Someone said Nightmare Alley is on a streaming service. Is it?
It's on
Is it
two.
not?
It's on
It's on
two.
two.
It's on
Oh, it's on
Hulu
two.
and it's on HBO Max.
All right,
Wow.
so I missed. I have both, and I said this. I was in the theater. I was prepping for this. I didn't want to disappoint the lazy mate, so I pulled a 7-hour marathon in the theater yesterday, pulling back to back on West Side Story and Nightmare Alley.
Love that.
Wow, what a
I-
two movies to watch back and forth, huh?
I
Yeah.
know it was a
Jesus.
weird combo.
I'd have to get 2 popcorns. There's just no way. I have to get 2.
Hey, Mike, that's why I'm AFC Stubbs. I was
Yeah.
able to get the free refill.
Mm-hmm. Have to.
But yeah,
Subs.
so like that's I don't understand. Like so, West Side Story that's not on streaming service, correct?
It's going to be March 2nd. Disney just
Yeah.
announced today.
That's the thing I just don't like because I know some have like the certain release dates, like 45 days after. Is it just
Mhm.
depend on the movie and the
The
company? Is
studio,
that all it
the
is?
studio,
Is that
The
okay?
studio. That's a big one.
I wasn't sure if there was like a set date where like all movies after now are like 45 days after or
I mean,
anything
I think
particular.
we'll hit on this with like Drive My Car when we get to Best Picture. I need that on streaming just because it's an hour and something away from me, and it's not an AMC theater that's playing it, and I think it stopped playing it recently, so I don't know where to watch it. I have to
Yeah,
have it on
it's
streaming.
3 hours.
Or I mean, it's 3 hours and foreign, so it's all subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mike, should we dive in?
Yeah, I just want to ask real quick. We used to have an episode where we had the top 10 movies of 2021. So I just want to go around the board. Just number 1 favorite movie of the year.
Number
Okay.
one. Oh,
Number 1.
Oh, hold on. Wait,
get
hold on.
back
This
to
is
me.
actually
Hold on.
hold on. This is actually a big question because I know 3 of us are. Nate, are you on Letterboxd?
No, I gotta get on Letterboxd.
Yeah, I asked.
Oh. That's the other one I gotta get. I
But
need
it doesn't
to get
even have
all,
to be
all
the-
the movie love.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be best.
okay.
It could be just favorite.
I got
Mike,
mine.
Mike, you know mine. Dune by far was my favorite one of the year. Really loved it. Saw it so many times. Again, I've already prefaced it on the Unathletic podcast. I went out, got the book. I'm reading the book now.
Yep.
That's how much I loved it. So yeah, Dune by far
Readings
is my
for
favorite.
nerds.
It
Yeah,
is,
you
but
get-
it's all right.
Did you get the other 7 books relating to Dune?
No, well, I got to finish the first one. I got to.
Villeneuve has to make
I'm a
those
slow-
movies first.
I'm a slow reader, but yes, he has also got to make those movies. But yeah, that's my favorite movie of the year.
Ian, what do we got?
Okay.
Come on was mine.
Ooh,
The
good
first
one.
time I saw it, I really liked it, and
Good
I
one.
don't know, it struck a chord with me, and I haven't seen anything since that's hit me the way that one did. And I oddly prefer black and white. That's a thing that's happening. I don't totally I took a film class, and I don't know why I prefer black and white. We never really talked about black and white versus color. I'm like Googling it, trying to figure it out, because I'm still a novice with this stuff, guys. Let's be honest. I've seen a lot of movies, but I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't know. I just look at black and white. There's something about it.
I could believe it.
Joaquin
It's
Phoenix
the
on a
reason-
beach.
It's the reason the artist won.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Oh,
the
the
reason why
artist
artist
won.
got all that praise. So
The artist one.
you're not alone. People love the black and white. Mank was a garbage movie, and that was black and white. So
We had this year. We had Tragic Macbeth. Come on. Nightmare Alley did a black and
Belfast.
white version. Belfast. Thank you.
Belfast, yeah.
Belfast.
That
was
one's
really
right up
good.
there too. Belfast was really
Belfast
good.
is awesome.
yep, I knew it
Mike,
too.
do you
I
want to go
saw
or do
like
you want me?
you could go, but I was just going to hit on that. I mean, I texted you
Yeah,
guys before at
go ahead.
Belfast. I had that
Go
early week screening at Harkins, and I said, "Where you guys are in for a treat." I loved it right away.
It was close to being my number one, but it's
Yeah,
not. My
Nate,
number
go
one.
ahead.
My number one is Coda. Oh my God, Coda is so good. I like that that was so beautiful as a movie. I loved it. I'm gonna rewatch it again.
Yeah, I've actually Kodo is almost my number one. So Ziggy is out of here. I don't know what happened, but Kodo was almost my number one. I've actually rewatched it twice. I do love the movie. Everyone, that's the most recommended movie I tell people to watch is Coda. I try to get it out there as much as I can. That being said, it is probably my number two right now. I think my number one is Licorice Pizza. I think there's something just about, maybe it's about the time frame. I think, or just because even like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is ranked in my top movies of all time. I adore that movie. I've seen it 4 times. I have multiple versions of the movie, the Blu-ray, the 4K, whatever. I want the vinyl of it. Like I love that movie. I think it's probably, if I don't want to know if it's his best movie, but and Tarantino wise for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's probably my favorite of his for sure. But it's very peak Tarantino. But nevertheless, Licorice Pizza, Paul Thomas Anderson. I like both the actors at their first role at it. You feel like you're just kind of in that world. You feel like you could hang out with them for hours afterwards. Shout out Bradley Cooper. Wish he would have probably got a little nomination for his short role, but Licorice Pizza.
We can talk about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure. Yeah,
we'll get there. But yeah, Licorice Pizza, Ziggy, just for a reference, was my number one, and Nate's was Coda. Is he back now? No. Yes. Blink twice and being held hostage.
There we go.
There it is.
There it is. There it is.
There we go.
The kidnapper let him speak. Kidnapper unmuted his mic.
The Wi-Fi went out, and then after that, my AirPod disconnected from the Mac. We're all over the place right now, but I'm ready if you guys are ready. I heard Licorice Pizza. I heard Come On. Nate, what was yours?
Coda.
Okay, I liked Coda a lot. That was a really good movie.
Let's get into it. Let's do it.
If I do want to clarify though, if I ever do lag out, it's still recording, so you guys are more than. It doesn't just go on my feed. Everyone's. Okay, I figured.
We did.
I figured. So
actually,
we're professionals.
Kept going. Went faster. I think. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Even better.
Let's start with the first of our, it looks like 9 categories we're going to go with here. We'll go with animated feature film. I have seen 4 of these. Unfortunately, I got to get out to see the 5th one. The nominees are as follows on the Academy site. We have Encanto, Flea, Luca, The Mitchells versus the Machines, and Raya and the Last Dragon. Pretty close to what majority of odds makers were thinking were going to be the 5 for a little while now. Shout out Mitchells and the Machines getting in. I love Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Glad that they got some recognition for the atrocious snub of the Lego Movie not getting in way back when. I'll just go through those 5. I'll get you guys' thoughts before I give who I think is going to win, but we can just keep going around.
It's good to see the Mitchells versus Machines. I've seen all 5. I just watched Flea yesterday. I saw Ian, you watched Flea, and I'm like, oh, it's up for rent. So I watched it. Wow, that's crazy.
Flea's the only one I've seen. So
Flea is the only one you've seen.
Really?
Animated movies fall through the cracks with me. It's one of those things. So I'm gonna have to swing around and catch these ones. I intend to, but I haven't seen all of these yet.
I think these are all on streaming now.
Yeah,
other than Flea.
Yeah, they're up there. So
like you have to rent Flea, but like Luca, Encanto, Raya, they're all on Disney Plus.
I'm with Ian. The only one I've seen is Encanto. I have not seen the rest of them.
Well, Flea rocks.
Flea is really good.
I gotta win. Flea is
like the animation. The animation and it's really cool, and the fact that it is a documentary on top of it is really interesting. It's like telling a true story, but it's animated simultaneously. The story is insane of all the stuff that this guy had to go through to try to get out of Afghanistan and then Russia. So it's very different than the other nominees, I'd imagine, just based on like I'm seeing a lot of Disney with the other animated. Like Flea's kind of heavy, like it's kind of dark. I don't know.
But... And Flea's nominated for 3 Academy Awards, which is crazy: animated, documentary, and foreign. And I think if Drive My Car wasn't in the running, I think it has a good chance of winning foreign. But you have Drive My Car,
right?
So. But I think
also have Worst Person in the World, which is apparently a really high praised foreign movie.
That's high praised. Yeah. I think personally, if we're going to say who's going to win this, I think it's going to be Encanto, just because of the hype that's going around with it right now. it's either that or the Mitchells vs. Machines. I think those are going to be the two.
So, can I am curious. I'm not sure how much, if there was any effect, like on last year's, or maybe there wasn't even an effect. Do you guys think though, like stuff like a TikTok does have like any sort of impact on these things? Like I know, like the "We Don't Talk to Bruno No More," like that song, like it's going mega viral right now on TikTok.
I think.
I know that's what I believe that one is up for best song. Talk to Bruno.
No,
is there a different one?
They submitted those
something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the sad song that was in it because they have to submit it to like the Academy and all that, and I think We Don't Talk About Bruno was popular at the time. It was new, and that's not really a song that I could see getting into best song, to be honest.
Yeah,
not because I don't bad or anything.
I was just more so saying, like, do you guys think there is an impact of like what's going viral and
it'll be fresh in the voters' minds?
Yeah, I think especially with a category like this, like I think if you go for best picture, if you go for like best screenplay, and there's like a scene that people are acting on TikTok, I don't think that shit matters. But I think for something that's like getting the attention for the animated feature, usually for me, I feel like, and this may not be true, but I think the one that makes the most box office money usually wins the animated feature film category, or whatever has the most praise, and the dollar sign I think usually wins, which kind of sucks because there is like good animation Lego movie. But that's my hot take there, I guess. But I think there's a correlation. I haven't seen Flea. I didn't know it was on streaming. So is it one that
I watched it on
Rent? What's that?
I watched it on Hulu.
Oh, it was on Hulu.
So it's free?
Hulu? It was Rent.
I watched it for free on Hulu.
Oh, I paid $4 for it. Oh no.
Oh damn. Yeah, I gotta go watch that. I hear it's good. I have beef with. I have beef with the documentaries of the Oscars because they didn't nominate "Won't You Be My Neighbor," and that's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
the Mr. Rogers one, and that's disrespectful.
There is a curse of documentaries right now. There's whenever they're predicting the favorite to get nominated, it never gets in. This year, Summer of Soul was safe because that's the favorite right now. But there's a documentary called The Rescue, which was made the same person who made Free Solo, like the whole that thing. It didn't get in, and people are very upset that The Rescue didn't get in. So
I hear this one's better than Free
Apollo
Solo.
11. Yes, The Rescue I heard is better. Yep. But I did see Summer of Soul, and I think that has a good chance of winning.
Okay, so for the overall, who you guys think is going to get the animated feature? Are we all pretty set in stone that Encanto is probably the favorite to take this home?
Yeah. I agree.
Same here. Not as fun. Not as fun.
Mike, I'll write these down so we can revisit once the Oscars happen. We can revisit. Obviously, I know things will change. I know things will change because I know Ian and I both have to watch more of these and everything. So obviously, opinions change.
And the hype fluctuates too. It's crazy. Like I think Best Picture is like the Best Picture. I mean, we'll get there, but I think there was a movie that was on top for like 3 weeks, and now I don't know if it really has the same hype. It has a lot of noms, but I don't know if it has the same hype. And there's a lot of stuff we'll get to, but yeah, it definitely does change. Let me know when you're good with that. I'll start on the next one.
You can go ahead.
Cool. So the next one I got in front of me is original screenplay. So a lot of good movies with this one. So the first one we got is Belfast. Second is Don't Look Up. We got King Richard, Licorice Pizza, and The Worst Person in the World gets in for original screenplay. That was I think the fifth slot was one that people were up in air about. You know, what's going to get that fifth one, and the foreign language film gets it. I have seen kind of same trend. I've seen 4 of these. I haven't had the chance to watch Worst Person in the World because I don't think it's live in theaters until this weekend anyway. So I don't know if there's.
I don't know where it's streaming either.
Yeah. So, but it looks intriguing to me, honestly. I'm kind of interested to go watch it, and now that it's nominated for one of the major categories. But what do you guys think based on the nominations? Anything that you thought should have got in there for original screenplay that didn't?
So just I like with original screenplay. Oh yeah, go on.
No. I was just gonna say, is the only one we all haven't? Has anyone seen The Worst Person in the World?
No.
No, I don't. It's not possible. I don't
Okay,
think.
so we're all
For
okay. So
us.
that's what I was just saying. We're all in the same. Okay, go ahead, Nate.
Yep.
I like with original screenplay, they usually go like random with their fifth. One year it was First Reformed. I don't know who it was last year, but I think last year was kind of like, oh, nice little slot. But they usually throw in like adaptive also. I think they threw in Logan and adaptive. But I would just like to see something random in there. Come on, would have been cool. Something. But I mean, I haven't seen Worst Person in the World. I heard it's really good, so I think that's pretty cool. But I've seen 4 of these. So
Well, what do you guys think down below before I give what I think may win on the noms?
Well, it's an interesting bunch here. I just wonder, like, I don't follow like the buzz and everything and the odds and stuff, so I don't know like what's popular and what's not as far as like the big picture. And it feels like something where like I get a vibe from this where it's like something might win here that's not going to win in other places.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
like Don't Look Up pops up for me from that angle. But like no one likes. I don't think that's a very popular one.
I don't think that's good writing either. It wasn't too funny. And if we're gonna talk, has everyone seen Don't Look Up Here?
Seen it, yeah.
Like the Jennifer Lawrence.
I was about to say, can we discuss that one?
It's.
Oh, I'm in the minority. I love that movie.
I know. Mike Samuelson likes it.
It had a better.
Big on
it could have been funnier. It was fine. I think it was good. But like, I don't think the writing was spectacular.
See, I think for me personally, I feel like it treaded the line of a comical subject matter, but also being serious. And somebody like Adam McKay I think he tried to get a lot of jokes in because they had such a big cast, and like people were kind of expecting Adam McKay comedy route again. You know, like he's made in the past with Will Ferrell, obviously. But like Big Short is like a great movie, but it's not really as funny, right? But like Don't Look Up is very funny. So I think people were thinking about it that way. I think he treaded the line really well. I don't know if it's his best screenplay because I do love Big Short. It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. But yeah, I'm in the minority. I like Don't Look Up a lot. So yeah, Vice was good too.
But I want to hear who you think is going to win because I think I know who you think, and I kind of agree with it.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think below? I'll go last.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll since the least experienced one here, I will go. I'll take this one. I liked Licorice Pizza for this. I just liked everything about this movie. Mike, I know we've talked about it on the other pod. It just a really, really good movie overall.
Ian?
Yeah, I mean, of the scripts, looking at the movies that are here, that one's probably my favorite. I think the story was really compelling. I think the characters were really compelling. So I like that one. Shout out King Richard, though. Just put that there.
I was thinking about that.
Thinking
King Richard. But I think Licorice Pizza will win. But it's either going to be Licorice Pizza, Belfast, or King Richard. Those are the 3. I think right now, where it stands, Licorice Pizza will get in because this is probably the only award it's going to win that night.
I have the same ideology, except I'm going Belfast. I think it's going to win Jack.
Okay.
I think it's going to get a lot of hype, and I don't think it's going to win things, and it's going to piss some people off. But this is like Brana's original story, with growing up and things like that. So I think the Academy views that. It is a really well-written movie. Obviously, it's nominated here for a reason, but I'm going Belfast here again. I don't know. I don't have the odds in front of me right now either, and things fluctuate. But I love Licorice Pizza. Obviously, my number one. I just think I think if the Academy is looking at it, I got to get back to Phantom Thread. So many people love that movie, and I got to rewatch it and see what the hype is. It was good. But people love that script and people love that. But I think PTA has done some amazing scripts. Obviously, There Will Be Blood is phenomenal. But
yeah,
my vote, same ideology with Nate though. If they got usually the screenplays or something that if you're not going to win director, you're not going to win best picture, they'll throw you a bone here, and I think Belfast gets that bone.
Well, Belfast is really interesting just because thinking back to they get so much out of one street in that movie. There's so much stuff in it, and
there's not
So you get a lot of story out of such a small, compact space. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at the odds
Mike,
right now.
I
It's
have
Licorice
your
Pizza and
odds for you
Belfast.
if you would like them.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
We have Licorice Pizza at -175, and then Belfast plus 175.
Yeah, I'll take. It sounds like all three of you guys are taking Licorice Pizza. I'll take Belfast.
Yeah. No, I might fluctuate one soon. You never know. Like
Yeah,
right
we
now, I
got
have
some- we
Licorice
got
Pizza,
some changes.
but Belfast
Yeah.
might come.
A fluid
Might come
conversation.
up.
Good combo. What are we throwing in the notebook?
Oh,
Because you're writing them
I'll-
down, Ziggy. What are we throwing in the notebook?
I'll take Licorice Pizza. I'll do it.
I
Yeah,
was going
Licorice
with
Pizza
Licorice
for
Pizza.
now. For
Okay,
now.
I'll go. But
I'm picking
okay.
that.
Are we going as a group or do we have individual ones?
Oh no, I have everything individual. It's an individual list we got going on here.
Oh, it's got a
Wow,
graph.
We're good.
Oh,
dude,
my.
did you use a ruler on that top line above the names? That's crazy.
I wish. Not that fancy.
Yeah, I'll go Belfast.
Perfect.
Did you write them already or no? I don't know.
I did. Yeah, I was
Oh,
ready. I
crap,
thought
okay.
when we
That-
said
that's
those
an
out loud,
ink
I
too,
thought we were
isn't
going
it?
with
My
those.
goodness.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
it's a pen. Yeah, we're going.
Nicely freaking done. All right. Well, then we can pop right
Mhm.
above. So we got some adapted
Perfect.
screenplay options here. Our nominees are as follows: Coda, Drive My Car, Dune, The Lost Daughter, and The Power of the Dog. I unfortunately have only seen 3 of these, partially because I was talking to Nate on Lost Daughter, and it looks just depressing. And I didn't know if I needed to watch it because I didn't know if it was gonna get that top 10 votes or not. If it would have, I would have definitely watched it. Obviously, I probably will watch now that it's in the screenplay thing here. I have a pretty good idea what my winner is, but what are your guys' thoughts on the adapted screenplay nominees?
So I've not seen obviously Drive My Car, and I've not seen The Lost Daughter. So again, with you, Mike, I've only seen 3 of these. The Power of the Dog, I did get bored with it, but it was a really well done movie, and I really liked it a lot. And that is the favorite here. So I will probably side with that also.
Ian, what do you think?
Ian.
I mean, if we're just looking at the list, I mean, I haven't seen anything that's on Apple. I have not seen yet because I don't have it. So I'm gonna like get the free trial and like knock down those ones. So throwing that out there. But I mean, from what I've seen, Dune is like the most interesting. It's the like, in my opinion, there's the most stuff happening in it. I don't know. It was the most exciting. I don't know what I don't know how to judge a screenplay. I don't like. I mean, like, you know, like
just
it's
the right, like the the dialogue. Yeah,
you know, it's hard. It's one of those things. I feel like it's pretty subjective, but like when you look at the scale of it and you look at the scope and then you look at the individual characters and the performances and stuff, and it's based off of a book, just compared to the field here, I like that one the best. Because I agree with Mike's take on The Power of the Dog, where like it kind of dragged for me a little bit, but like it looks really, really good. And I think like the landscapes and stuff like that were really good. But I didn't really like feel myself attached to anybody. And I don't know, maybe the Timothée Chalamet star power kind of is winning me over here and not so much the screenplay, but that's my take.
Okay.
Can I step back real fast? I want to give a little just a nod to Coda. I know we talked about like that was a really good film, really good. Also,
I would love for that to. I don't think it's gonna win. It might have a shot.
I don't either.
If that could win, I would be so happy to be wrong, and I would be so happy if that won. I want it to win something. I want Coda to win.
Currently on the betting odds, that is the second favorite, but not Power of the Dog is like the long shot. Like that's the by far runaway favorite.
For me, I'm going to go with The Lost Daughter, simply because, again, it's something where they can give this award to The Lost Daughter, to Maggie Gyllenhaal. It's good writing. It's really about Olivia Colman's character. They did a good job on that. But Power of the Dog, it might win. But what you said, Ian, I think voters are going to see it that way. Where yeah, it kind of got boring in the middle. The ending was fantastic, but
Right.
I think people are going to realize that, and then their voters going to be like, "Well, we're already giving it Best Picture. Why don't we give it to The Lost Daughter for screenplay?"
Is
So
that
for
Maggie
me,
Gyllenhaal's first movie? Has she done other stuff?
yeah, that's her first movie, I think,
Okay.
writing and
Cool.
Yeah, and to hit on Nate's point, I think the Maggie Gyllenhaal one I think would be a great nod, but I think because it is her first, I think it's kind of one of those things where it's like you're not ready yet, or like you have to pay your dues a little bit more, which is unfortunate. The
yeah.
Oscar does do it sometimes. So I love Coda Screenplay. Drive My Car I can't speak on, unfortunately. Dune, I couldn't definitely make the argument. I was kind of connecting points too and thinking like Dune has been known for so many years since the 1980 movie. Like this is a book you cannot make a movie, right? This is an ideology that can never be made into a film because there's so much packed into the book. But I don't know about for everybody else. I love the movie and I feel like it was easy to follow for 2.5 hours, even if it is just a part one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that too, and I really think like it's concise. It is an actual movie. Like I think a lot of people like give it shit because it cuts off like as they're storming off into the sunset, but like it sets up something else. It still is its own movie. He still has his own character arc that way.
I would say wait till part 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I love the screenplay. I would love to, but I do think I think Power of the Dog for sure. I think the writing is. I mean, it's fantastic. It's very well done. I think it wins here because I think some other categories that it's supposed to be the favorite in, I don't think it's going to win. So it has to win. Jane Campion has to get treated somehow, some way in adapted screenplay. I think she will, personally. So my vote is Power of the Dog.
Mike, going on to your point though with Dune, it's actually the 4th favorite of this category, plus 1,000 odds.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't. That's how I was. I mean, I could see it. It's crazy. We've seen crazier things happen. We've seen Chadwick Boseman be overwhelming favorite, and then Anthony Hopkins comes in. So we've seen it before. I'm not. I mean, that's why you get crazy odds because you just never know. But I mean, my vote right now is still Power of the Dog. I could just see that point. I could see it with all of them, I guess. But
yes, I also have Power of the Dog. Nate, that's also where you're rolling.
No, I'm going Lost Daughter.
Yeah, he said
Lost Daughter.
Yep, I'm going Lost Daughter.
And then Ian, you said you were going Dune, right?
Yep.
All right. We can move on right along.
All right. Moving along to a category where it had a couple people, I'd say, honestly, that were not wouldn't say like surprise. I'd say surprises, but I don't know if they were like not worthy of him. But I don't know. I guess we'll get there. I'll read through the actress in a supporting role. So we have newcomer Jessie Buckley. I think this is her first nominee in anything, correct?
It might be. Yeah.
So Jessie Buckley for The Lost Daughter, Ariana DeBose for West Side Story, Judi Dench for Belfast, Kristen Dunst for The Power of the Dog, and Anjanou Ellis for King Richard. My soliloquy in the beginning was really just Jessie Buckley being nominated for the first time, and people thought Katrina Balfe for Belfast did more than Judi Dench's minimal lines, and I'm in that group as well. So it kind of was surprised. I think Judi Dench is just Oscar royalty at this point, so maybe that's kind of where she's going, and Katrina Balfe maybe hasn't paid her dues. It's unfortunate. It sucks because you'd think, if you have good performances, is where you should be, but it's just a club. It's the way it goes, and it's the way it is. It's the way the industry is.
That poor girl, she got nominated for like SAG, I think BAFTAs, Golden Globe, and she was probably waking up this an Oscar morning thinking, "Oh, here's my Oscar."
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Judi Dench.
Judi
Dench was good, but
yeah, I don't think anybody was bad in the movie. I just personally, I think you could have gotten anybody to play that role, and they would have done an okay job with how good the writing is. Hence the Belfast screenplay. But I thought Trina Balfe sold just a lot of emotion. I mean, she was going through so much, making different decisions. Like I could never imagine going through those different hardships, especially in that time. So I thought her performance was better, in my opinion. But that being said, I read off all 5. What do you guys think?
How do I say her first name? Alice.
Anjanou.
I I really loved her performance in King Richard. Also, recency bias with DeBose, phenomenal in West Side Story.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, though, something really struck a chord with King Richard for me. So I would have to say Ellis for my pick here.
Okay.
I'm with Michael Ziegler on this one. We're on the same page. We were thinking the same thing.
Look at that.
Okay.
What
Nate,
do you
what
think, Nate?
DeBose is taking over this and is going to steal this thing. She is a powerhouse.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing, this is like she can't lose. If she loses, there's going to be a riot. But that's what I think. She was great in the movie. She's just winning everything, and I think her campaigning is really good. So I'm going with her unless something changes. But
yeah, and Nate hit the last one. I think the campaign is doing really well. I mean, I think her name was really kind of like not really that known, and then Saturday Night Live, and you've been hearing, this is the standout West Side Story. Personally, I don't think it's the standout West Side Story. I don't know his last name, but Mike Ellis, I think, or Mike something, whoever plays.
Mike something. Yeah,
what's his last name?
I can look.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I think he's a standout of the movie. He's my favorite part of the entire thing. I think he was
people wanted him.
I'm one of them. I could have seen it, honestly. I thought he was the best thing. But that being said, DeBose, I think, is the winner. I'm happy to see Jessie Buckley get nominated. She was in Mike Feist. Thank you. That was my standout of that movie personally. But shout out Buckley getting nominated. I think I really liked her, and I'm thinking of ending things. That movie is finally I've gotten around to it, of liking it. Before I was like, this movie's a little too pretentious for me, but I came around. I love that movie a lot, and Jessie Buckley is a very good actress, and she's finally getting the recognition she deserves. That being said, I got Ariana DeBose. Anything else on this one?
No. Kristen Dunst had her,
it was a
her moment, but
yeah,
but now it's gone.
Yep.
All
Academy Award nominee Kristen Dunst will lead to the other supporting one. Just we're on this topic anyway. So actor in a supporting role. Another similar possible snub. We'll talk about it. First one, we'll go with Kieran Hines for Belfast, Troy Kotzer for Coda, Jesse Plemons for The Power of the Dog, J.K. Simmons for Being the Ricardos, and Cody Smit-McPhee for The Power of the Dog. We'll get into it a little bit more, but I am also on the minority. I love Being the Ricardos. I think the movie is fantastic. I loved seeing J.K. Simmons here. That being said, how about two people for Power of the Dog? Kind of crazy, possibly going to have some issues with people spread out their votes and who gets what. Possibly, I don't know. That's what I'm asking. The floor is everyone's.
Well, first and foremost, obviously, I think we all can agree here. J.K. Simmons should be nominated for Spider-Man.
Jesus,
that's what his.
We do not all agree.
Here
the jokes are not for this podcast. This is the Lazy Mates. This is serious.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Get off the call.
Yeah.
It's been a while for me with Belfast. I'm trying just to remember who. I'm new to this whole thing.
He's the grandfather. The grandpa is Kieran Hines, the grandfather.
Okay. Yeah, no. Troy, how do you say it? Kotzer?
Troy Kotzer.
Mm-hmm. Kotzer. Yeah, his performance in Coda was really well. So I have no problem giving him the nod here for Best Supporting Actor.
Okay. Ian, what do you think?
Cody Smit-McPhee, Power of the Dog, is my personal pick here. I was happy to see the nomination, and I think just a really interesting character in the movie. And I believe there's the monologue at the beginning that comes from him about protecting his mother and everything like that with Kristen Dunst, and you kind of see how everything kind of unfolds as the movie goes. I liked him. I really liked him in it. He had an interesting presence in the mix of the times that they were in and kind of the personality that his character had, and he really stood out, and the actor played it really well, and I thought it was a really memorable performance, honestly. That, like, his performance and like the scope and the cinematography and the landscapes and stuff like that were the two things I really took out of it personally, because I don't know, it seemed like that movie was one where you could really kind of like feel like the dirt and the grime and all that shit when they're like outside moving the carriages and the horses and all that shit. But that's my pick.
Yeah, and I'm sticking with you with Cody Smith-McPhee. I would love Troy to win this. Oh my God, that would be the coolest thing in the world if he won. It's possible. But Mike, I want to reflect on this when you said because there's two people from Power of the Dog nominated, is that going to be a problem? No, and here's why. Last year with Judas and the Messiah, Judas and the Black Messiah, Daniel Kaluuya won, and he had Lakeith Stanfield in the same category. So there's that, and because of the powerhouse that Cody Smith-McPhee's going through, he's a shoo-in to win. But if Troy got in, I'll be very, very happy.
He's a guy that I'm seeing like actual like track. I don't follow this stuff as much as you guys do, but as far as like social media traction and stuff like that, like he's a guy that I've actually noticed, the Cody Smit-McPhee, where people are saying a lot about him right now. So
yeah, he's a powerhouse.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. Honestly, it was funny too because Nate had said, I asked Nate about Power of the Dog, and I finally decided to watch it. Watched it with my family, and the whole time I'm thinking it's like, oh, this kid is the best part of the whole movie. And I'm like in my head, I'm thinking this kid is acting his ass off, and I thought like, and I heard the Benedict's like I didn't know any of this Oscar hype. I didn't know nothing else. I literally just watched it for as is. I heard this movie was good, and I wanted to watch all the acting equally, and I thought this kid is the best part of the whole movie. And then sure as shit, I look at the nominees and look at the odds, and he was number one. I was like, well, this everyone thinks the same thing I do, and I think it's I don't really even think it's close, and I'm kind of surprised Jesse Plemons got in because I feel like he's barely in this movie. I mean, I'm looking at
people have problems
like
with that, yeah.
Like I think if that's the case, if we're gonna put a Jesse Plemons in for having very minimal things, then why isn't Bradley Cooper, who adds a good charm to the 20 minutes that he's actually in, and why don't we do that? Because if we're gonna go that route, then why not?
I was seeing speaking. I was just thinking of that right there. I was seeing a lot of people pushing before nominations for him to get in for Best Supporting Actor. I saw some people even saying he should get Best Actor for his 28 minutes.
Are you sure he wasn't thinking of For Nightmare Alley for Best Actor?
Yeah,
Nightmare Alley.
No. No way. Someone was saying. No, that's what it was. No, that's what it was. Because they said he should win both Best Supporting and Best Actor. There you go. That's what it was.
And that's absurd. And that's absurd. But what else was and I mean, I want to ask you guys because the name was floated around. He's been there before. He's not here now, but he was here last year for a crappy movie. Jared Leto. There's been a lot up and down on House of Gucci. I have to get the thoughts because people thought this was a possibility. He could be here. What do you guys think?
I thought he was not good. I thought he tanked the movie personally. Wow. That's just me. But it was funny. Yeah, it was hilarious. It was very funny. I want to see more of it, but I don't know if I'd call it good, but like it was entertaining. I was captivated. I want to see more.
If he would have got in, it would have been like, oh wow, look at he actually got in. No one would vote for him. He would just be there for a joke in a sense. It was funny. It was a funny, and like at least he gave it his all.
Oh, he sure went for it.
He was in the I do not like that movie. I think it had such a good premise and such a good grasp on something. It was a great story, and I thought the movie was bad. It was bad and long for no reason, like very long, and very things were stretched out that weren't necessary. But so are we all in the same here with Cody Smith, or are you with Kotzer or Haynes?
I would think I was the only one that went Kotzer here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going Mr. Smit-McPhee for supporting role. Going to the four big dogs. We're going to go with best actress here. So kind of some people that maybe weren't always on everybody's board, but I'll read through the list. Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. We have Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter. We have Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers. Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos. And despite all the snubs and all the issues, we got Kristen Stewart for
Ian.
Spencer. She gets in.
Ian, how
despite
do you
the
feel about
snubs.
that?
Yeah,
You love
first,
Spencer.
I do love Spencer.
Are you happy she's in?
I'm. Is there a I don't follow this stuff. Are people not happy that she's in?
It was a surprise.
I think,
She was the favorite, and then I think it was the Golden Globes, and she crashed when Nicole Kidman got in, and I think she wasn't in the SAG, or was she? She was not. She wasn't in the BAFTAs. She
Yep.
wasn't nominated in BAFTAs, and people are like, "Oh boy, this is it." No Kristen Stewart, and she showed up.
Yeah, because the BAFTAs have had a track record of nominating and getting correct the actors and the actresses for a numerous amount of years, and it was now on a trend to do so, at least 4 of the 5. So a lot of people are thinking, okay, well then this is unfortunate, and she's probably going to get snubbed out. Even Alana Haim was getting some hype as to possibly get the 5th. I saw
She was close. She was close. I heard.
I'm actually kind of surprised not to see her in here.
Yeah, Rachel Ziegler was it, but I think she's too early for that.
Sure.
For West Side Story.
Speaking of that, that's her first movie.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I think
really tough.
A bit early, but I've seen 3 of the movies. I really got to get to Lost Daughter now with all these freaking noms it's getting.
Yeah.
Let's talk, but real quick. Okay, so Nate, you watched the movie. You enjoyed it? You thought it was good?
Lost Daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was entertaining. If it's really good for a character study, like just about Olivia Colman's character. But then if you want to watch it for I guess if you want to watch Olivia Colman act, because I think this is one of her best acting that I've seen her in. I've never seen The Crown. Is that what she's in? The Crown?
Yep.
I've never seen The Crown, so I don't know how her full acting is, because I've seen her in The Father, and she was really good in The Father, and she was
good in The Favorite.
The Favorite, and she won for The Favorite. But
Right.
this is probably the best thing I've seen her in. But I'll get to who I'm going to pick when it comes around to me.
Yeah, sure. And well, the only reason I bring this up is because the transparency of Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, I think a lot of people don't trust it, but people do. And they look at that. So I think if you look right now, I think it has like a 92% from critics, but it has like a 40 something. And I think you kind of answered the question without realizing it was more of a character study. And I think a lot of the movies where it's more character driven and not much plot, kind of get the audience dumpster of a popcorn treatment. So I think that is a little worrisome for people, me included. Do I got to rush to watch it?
Do you have to rush to watch it? Maybe, depending on how much Olivia Colman's traction's going right now. But
yeah,
we'll see.
were there any actresses you guys were? I mean, Alana Haim we talked about. Was there really anybody where like, man, I really thought they would have gotten in and they weren't in this list? Anybody else at least?
None come off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think a lot of the favorites. I think 3 of them. No, I think 4 of them actually were pretty known for the last couple weeks, including for me for Kristen Stewart and Spencer. I didn't buy into it. Honestly, I think it kind of helped her chances, but that's just me. But Ziggy, what's your thought, man? Who do you think takes this?
It's surprising actually hearing all this talk what you guys are saying about Kristen Stewart. Because honestly, by far, that was my favorite performance. I wasn't a huge fan of the movie, but I thought she was spectacular in it. So honestly, yes, it's kind of threw me off a little bit. I didn't realize that she had tanked in the value a little bit. But you know, like I was in love with her performance. She was really well fit for that role.
So you're Stewart, okay. Ian, what do you think?
Well, I don't know if she's going to win, but I've been on Spencer this entire time. I'm going wire to wire with this thing. I don't even care if she wins. I just have to say, talk about someone that subverted expectations just for me, okay? Because, like, I'm as old as I am. Like, she's Bella from Twilight. Like, she just is. And the idea that she got the role that she got in a movie about people's perceptions of a famous figure and this person maybe not being what you expect them to be, and then her trying to prove that she isn't what people think that she is as an actress, doing that, like that's perfect. And I think that's why she killed it, because everything that everyone thought of Princess Diana and all of that front that she had to put on because she was in the royal family versus who she wanted to be. And then the perception people have of Bella from Twilight, and you kind of don't take her as seriously because of that. And for her to go out to get that part and then just I think she was just, I think it was like a perfect. It really was. And it was like, of all of the people, like performances I've seen like this year, just for me personally, like that one is way towards the top. I was in the theater like, she is perfect for this. And there's so many little moments like in the film itself that feel like she's not just playing a character, she's like being herself, trying to tell you something. That's just me. It really, that movie in general was one that really hit home with me, and it's towards the top of my rankings of the movies this year. I really liked her performance in that, so I don't even care if she wins. I'm planting my flag firmly in that camp, and I'm not leaving.
Very good, Ian. Very good.
Nate, what do we
honestly got? After Ian not ran, but I would agree with you, Ian. When I saw Spencer, I was like, she's gonna win. This is her year. And then I think just the awards did it to her. Had nothing to do with like the fans. But she is now an Oscar-nominated actress, so I mean that's good for her. But I am picking Nicole Kidman, and why I'm not picking Olivia Colman, because I think that was the best acting I've seen from her, is because she won 2-3 years ago, and Nicole Kidman hasn't won in so long, and Nicole Kidman is like Hollywood's sweetheart. Like everyone loves Nicole Kidman.
Sure.
This is the role that she can she's actually getting behind. She won Golden Globe. It's about her, the movie. She's playing Lucy. Right. Lucille Ball. She's playing her. Like that's absolutely most voters are these age, so they're going to be like, oh wow, she did a good job playing that, and she was just like her. So right now I'm picking Nicole Kidman.
That movie's slept on, isn't it? Feels like
very
it,
slept
at
on.
least.
Very slept on. It could have gotten Best Picture, but we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. I love Being the Ricardos a lot. I could have watched that movie for 2 extra hours. I could have watched Lucille Ball. I just have a couple points real quick. I just want to clarify. So the director of Spencer, did she also make Jackie with Natalie Portman?
Yes.
That's the same director, right? Okay,
yep,
so that is the only thing that has me worrisome with the Spencer and Kristen Stewart thing, because I think the body and the board might look and say, okay, like, is this just your shtick? And then eventually one of these famous people is going to eventually hit. Unfortunately, I hope that's not the case, because I thought she was great. She makes the movie. But I do have a little bit of a bias with Aaron Sorkin scripts and the lead characters in Aaron Sorkin scripts. If I look at my favorite movie ever, Social Network, Mark Zuckerberg, I think he should have won. I think Jesse Eisenberg was phenomenal. I think he was great. I also look at Steve Jobs. Michael Fassbender, I thought, was phenomenal in that movie. I thought he was the best part of the movie. That's why he got the nomination for it too. I think he's the best part of it. I think that's why I didn't love Trial of Chicago 7 as much, because there's not really a lead. There's just so many different groups of people, and I think for him, like, he's set and he makes his mark when there's one lead that he can just put the smartest, wittiest writing into it. And I think that's what happens with Lucille Ball here. That's why I think Nicole Kidman gets the win, because she has been getting the hype in a lot of places, has been getting the nominations. Kristen Stewart, there's some noise right now, and Olivia Colman is just royalty at this point. I don't even think it's anything to be argued. Aside from that, I really wish I think, is it Emily Jones or Amelia Jones from Coda? I wish she would have got in, because nobody else would make that movie except her. Like, nobody else is going to be able to portray that, handle a lot of those things, to singing as well. Like,
did you know that
to that performance? No, I didn't know. I found out. I did research afterwards,
she learned sign language. She learned how to sing just to prepare for this movie. Very out.
And all those things. Yeah, and all those things had me thinking, I wish she would have gotten a nom in there. But I really, looking at this list, I don't know who I would have taken out, because I think if you, unfortunately, and not that it all matters, but if you would have had Penelope Cruz out, and if you would have had her from Coda, I'm going to call it like it is. That's 5 white women. Yeah. And I think that gets pushback, and I think people are a little pissed. And I think not, and I don't know if, I could be off, but I do think that plays a role here. And I think people don't want Schlack, so they throw Penelope Cruz in. That's just my opinion. I haven't seen the movie. Maybe I'm off, but that was kind of,
I heard she's fantastic. I heard she's Fantastic.
I have.
movie.
So, and I don't know. And I'll see it for myself to have that full opinion. I could just be, I don't know. I could just be thinking off, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. That being said, I think Nicole Kidman for being the Ricardos is the winner for me.
It's a great pick.
Yeah. Geez. Sorry, everyone. I had to go on a rant a little bit.
You're talking on a podcast. God forbid.
If you have no kidding.
A podcast that's just being revived.
For all of our love of movies, all the love of movies can't go away. We got 3 more main ones. We'll go through the list here. Actor in a leading role. We got first Javier Bardem for being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog, Andrew Garfield for Tick Tick Boom, Will Smith for King Richard, and Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth. Snub for me was possibly Peter Dinklage for Cyrano, although I haven't watched the movie. But I know he was supposed to get really hyped. There was even some Leonardo DiCaprio for Don't Look Up. I don't know. I didn't think I think that's just his name at that point.
Simon Rex
for Red Rocket.
Crosswing.
I did watch Red Rocket. I did like that a lot.
Favorite. He was my favorite actor of this year.
Yeah, I don't know when A24 is. I don't know when A24 is going to go over the hump and actually get nominated in these big categories. I don't know when it's going to be. I hope it's soon.
It's been.
With what?
Moonlight.
Great point. Okay, you're right. I didn't even think. I don't remember that was an A24 movie.
Was Timothée Chalamet a snub here?
No.
No, I
don't. Again,
think so. I really don't. I don't.
Maybe
know.
next movie.
Because I think I don't know. For me personally, the first 40.
I just know Chalamet from Mike's Love that I have then since taken on as well. Done some
Mike's Love films. We love Timothée.
This is me and myself.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So it's a stems. It's stems. My bad.
I say no because I don't know if this is just my. I don't know if this is just my opinion, but the first 45 minutes, I'm thinking, is this dude Anakin Skywalker again? Are we getting Star Wars Episode 1 at this whiny character who everyone's going to hate? He came back. He found his own after that first 45, but I was getting a little worrisome. I was thinking, oh, man, people are going to hate this character because he's just a whiny little kid. But he ends up finding his own. So I don't think so personally, but sorry.
Okay. No. Am I up right here?
So what do you think? Yeah.
God, this is so tough. Man, guys, I really, really thought Andrew Garfield was like spectacular in Tick Tick Boom. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a lot of people love it, and that's why he could probably win, is because so many people love him in it, and that's the main reason why people love that movie.
But on the
it's
flip
on the rise.
side,
he's on the biggest rise right now.
Will Smith, so great in King Richard, and like that's my issue. Like I'm really tossed up between those two. I'm gonna go Andrew Garfield here. I really thought he just did spectacular in Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah, I agree.
Andrew Garfield, not a bad pick. Ian, what do you got?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Mike between Andrew Garfield and Will Smith, but I have to point out that I haven't seen Tragedy of Macbeth yet. And when I see Denzel Washington's name on a list like this, no, not this time.
He's reading Shakespeare.
So. Yeah, okay. I don't know.
It's just Shakespeare.
Good to know.
Yeah, he was fine. He was Denzel. He was doing his best, but
you see, but you got to check though. You haven't seen the movie, you got to check. Just make sure.
Yeah.
So because the name carries the weight.
Yeah,
Benedict Cumberbatch is interesting. I'll take Will Smith because Mike took Andrew Garfield, so I'll mix it up a little bit. But both are. I mean, from the guys that are on here that I have seen, which I think is all of them besides Denzel Washington, like all very good. So I don't know. What do you think, guys? You guys are
me.
Yeah,
I'm picking Will Smith. Okay. This is his year. This is it's like Leo again. He's got snubbed. He was nominated 2 times, and this is his 3rd time, and it's like kind of like let's finally give this to him. And he was really good in the movie. I mean, I think he was probably the best thing in King Richard.
Yeah.
next to John Bernthal.
Yeah, I think it's Will Smith's year, but I would not be surprised if Andrew Garfield gets some more hype in these next 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm. I've heard
that's my 1-2.
I've heard some mumblings of Benedict Cumberbatch, but I think if Cody Smith-McPhee if he wins, and he's going to win, and Best Pictures and Director is going to go to If I Were the Dog, I think they can be like, I think we can wait on Benedict Cumberbatch. They're not going to rush out.
From an odds standpoint, Will Smith minus 300, Cumberbatch plus 300, Garfield plus 500, and then Denzel and Bardem are long odds.
Yeah, Garfield, I think, is definitely really good odds. Honestly, I mean, I feel like I've heard the hype on him more than Cumberbatch by far. That's pretty good odds.
Yeah.
Are we ready to move on to this travesty of Best Director?
Travesty.
We're ready. We're ready for this absolute travesty and
mockery
of the movies. Absolute mockery of the movies. You guys ready? Here we go. Let's read through them before I go on my rant. First one we got is Belfast for director with Kenneth Branagh. Drive My Car. I'm not even going to bother. No offense to him. It's just if you guys can read his first and last name, and there's just it would be embarrassing. Respectfully, of course. Licorice Pizza and Paul Thomas Anderson. The Power of the Dog, Jane Campion, and West Side Story, Steven Spielberg. Where's Dune? Where is it?
Yeah,
where is
Spielberg got in. That's why.
No. He should have been in. Where's Dune?
Well, Spielberg should have been out.
No, I love that movie, and visually and cinematography, all the things you have to recreate something that had won so many awards 50 years ago. I'm fine with him in 60 years ago. I think actually. Well, where's Dune?
Mike. So look at who's nominated.
I was gonna say this biggest thing for me, for me personally, is I just have to see how good this Drive My Car is. I think that's my biggest thing.
From what I heard, it's 45 minutes of kind of dragging, and then after that, it's really, really good. That's what I've heard.
No one's answering my question. Where's Dune? Why is it not here?
Well,
because Spielberg got in.
No, that's not answering why he shouldn't have been nominated.
Because the voters picked Steven Spielberg because they know Steven Spielberg, and the idea of Dune not being a full movie, I think, is another thing. Because if you really look at it, okay, you have your foreign director. You always have your foreign director. I think Belfast was great directing. Jane Campion is going to win. There's my pick. I'll just say that right now. Paul Thomas Anderson. He deserves always a directing nomination because of his directing. He's always got a distinct style. So I guess Kenneth Branagh could have gone between Steven Spielberg and him. Those could have gone. I agree. Denis Villeneuve should have got in, and I would say take out Steven Spielberg because it's just Steven Spielberg. It's another movie. I love Jurassic Park. He hasn't made a big movie like a classic in a long time. And I mean, I like West Side Story. I didn't love it. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah, I personally loved it. I thought it was better than. I think it's better than the original, in my opinion. But I'm all fine with the foreign language thing. If you want to put a director in there, get that recognition. Take Licorice Pizza out.
Really? Whoa, Mike!
Yeah.
You want to
take him out for directing? Take him out for directing. I mean, what does he change and what does he bring to the table that he hasn't brought in another movie before? Like if you're looking at Dune, if you look at the scope, you look at the whole biggest problem with Dune is that it was known to be this movie that could never be made, right? There's too big of a production, there's too large, there's too many characters, there's too many storylines to follow. And this dude nailed it. The score is phenomenal. The cinematography is phenomenal. Everything about it is phenomenal. With all of those leads, with all of those top actors that he had in, was still able to construct it. Visually, it's the best looking one of all these movies that are nominated on here. It's better than all of them. So how is that not getting recognized? And he's been nominated before. Arrival exists, so it's not like his name isn't been known.
He's a beautiful director. Like Blade Runner 2049, outstanding. That was his pre-Dune, I can create this world. And I agree, he should have been in. I think they're going to save it till Dune Part 2. I think they're going to save it, and then he's going to win it. If it's something unless something crazy happens where it's a really good director for doing something, but I think he has a good chance for Dune 2. It's a Peter Jackson all over again.
He freaking better because I'm fuming, to be honest with you. I thought it was a travesty.
I think voters see part two. When they saw part two, they're like, okay, we'll save this for that.
So
That shouldn't
I have
negate
a
the quality
question.
of the movie, though. That's my problem.
Well,
Like that
that's
shouldn't
all right. So
negate it.
actually, that's where I have like my follow up question here because Nate, I know you mentioned it not being like a complete movie. So like, what's the difference in like a part two when you're looking at like nominations? Like, why would that say? Like, why is that a bigger deal? Like, why does it have to be a part two or a complete movie or not just complete movie? Just like a part two. Like, why does that matter more?
I'll give like Peter Jackson a thing. They gave him every single award for the Return of the King
Mm-hmm.
because they see it as not. They don't see they're voting for Return of the King. They're saying they're voting on the whole trilogy. So when part two comes out, they'll go, well, we're not voting for part two. We're voting for the whole story. That's how they see it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I get
Which
behind
that,
it,
then
man.
that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Okay.
I'm as you can tell, I'm pretty fired up. I just think it
it
kind
like
was a
it.
snub. It was a snub.
Yeah. I'm
This might be
a
the
little
biggest, one of the biggest snubs.
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of like just directing as a whole, like all the things you had to overcome, like I mean, I think Dune stands the rest. But that's just Mike. Well, I'll start with you. What do you think is the winner here?
I see exactly where Nate's at with Power of the Dog. I'm gonna give my nod to Belfast. I just really thought that was really well done. It just I don't know, something about that one. It just stuck out a little bit different for me, and I thought the directing was real well.
Okay, good pick. It's in the 5, so I get it. Ian,
Boom. I'm with Nate. I've been talking about the visuals of Power of the Dog this entire time. So throw that there and keep it going.
Jane Campion.
She knows what she's doing. Pass the baton.
Yep.
Yeah. The easiest one for me, I think Jane Campion wins it, even if Dune was in by a long shot. Yeah, I mean, she wrote it, directed it. It looks visually fantastic. I have no complaints there. So, pretty easy category. I was furious, and it seems like it was me more than everybody else. But you know what? Hey, it is what it is.
You said more than I ever could have.
He was snubbed. He was very snubbed.
It just makes me. Well, I mean, in Blade Runner 2049 got snubbed for so many things, and it's just like it's a track record at this point of him getting snubbed for stuff, and it's just annoying.
Listen,
he needs to win something.
I'm not at the level of you guys yet. I just got into the movie game in October, where I was like hardcore going to the movies, so I'm fairly new at this. So, I'm playing catch up right now, so I can't be that fired up. That's why.
I mean, you can look at the movie and you can just tell. Like,
for
you
sure.
just have
That's
to walk
how
in
the
and
movies
look
are.
at it, and then you know.
Yeah,
because like you look at that,
I mean,
and
hell, I think it's actually my Twitter cover photo. I think is a scene from Dune.
Like,
well, there
just
you go.
I'm literally sitting in the Dolby Theater looking around at people like, is anyone actually like realizing what we're watching on the screen right now? Like, the sound is so nuts and the whole theater is shaking because a ship is coming down. Like, is anyone actually understanding how good this movie is?
That's why
Crazy.
Dune is 100% going to get like every single technical. They're probably going to miss one or two technical awards, but they're going to win sound. What else? Sound.
As long as it doesn't come out when Avatar comes out. As long as it doesn't come out when Avatar 2 comes out. I can't disrespect James Cameron's.
It's going to win cinematography. It's going to win production design. It's going to win score. It's going to win sound. It's going to win visual effects. Calling it right now. That's what Dune's going to win.
And as it should, respectfully. It should.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of think it was and maybe I'm out of bounds. I kind of think it was a weak year for like visual effects, like good movies. It was kind of weak. Like Spider-Man's effects are like, Spider-Man was a great movie. I had a great time with it, but like visually, it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe we're spoiled because we've gotten so many superhero movies, but like it was all right. I don't know. Kind of a weak year for me. That being said, we are at the final one. Best Picture.
One.
Guaranteed 10 nominations here. So we got our full 10. Let me read them. We got Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. The two snubs for me are Tick Tick Boom and Being the Ricardos. I'm okay with one of them being snubbed.
Yep.
But the fact that both of them are snubbed for a Nightmare Alley that is pretty much as good as Crimson Peak, in my opinion, it's all right. It's not like I don't put it as high as obviously Shape of Water.
Acting was really good in that movie,
Yeah,
and production design, but kind of the story kind of was like, all right.
like,
I was like,
so-
okay.
How do we all feel about Don't Look Up here?
love it.
I
I get
know
it.
three of us.
I get it.
I mean, I know three of us weren't a big fan of it, so that's why I was just kind of like, do we not?
I wasn't surprised to see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do
I
agree.
think
that,
it was going to get in. It was going to get in. Like it was either Tick Tick Boom, Being the Ricardos, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, and Nightmare Alley. Those were, and Tragic Macbeth. Those were all like kind of like coming in and out of like the Best Picture noms. But I always, Don't Look Up. I believe it.
And okay, so I want to, and again, this is subjective because I haven't seen it. Are we going to get to a trend where we're starting to put in a foreign movie for Best Picture, regardless of the quality of it, to hit up checkbox? I'm worried this could possibly be the case. I don't know. Maybe the movie is phenomenal, but
I
I'm a
heard
little
it's
worried.
phenomenal, but
Yeah,
I'm with you, Mike. But I think people they had that taste of Parasite where
Yeah.
like everybody loved it, everybody flipped out when it won. Like you couldn't stay off Twitter about seeing people seeing Parasite won, no
Yep.
way, no way. And now people want that. They want
Right.
foreign films to win. But granted, Parasite was amazing, and I'm
Loved
sure
it.
Drive My Car is good. But you got a year where you have like Coda, Licorice Pizza, Belfast. You know,
we got some heavy hitters in here, and
Yeah,
that's
heavy
why
hitters.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it. And again, if I love this movie, throw everything I'm saying out the window. I'm just a little worried because I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, nobody was talking about this movie not 2 months ago, and now it's getting blown up for this right around the time that award nominations and stuff comes out. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm really
We'll see
surprised
next
about
year.
the night. Yeah, we will.
Because
That's very true.
last year had Minari.
That's true. But Minari was good.
Minari was
I
really
didn't
good.
love
And
it.
Parasite
I
was
didn't
really
love
good.
it, but Parasite was phenomenal.
Parasite was good because that won editing and what is it? Writing.
Screenplay
I think
too,
it won
right?
writing.
Yeah.
Won writing.
Yeah.
But looking at the 10, I mean, I'm not mad with 8 of them. I mean, I'm not. I mean,
Well, here you should say 8 quote because you don't know if you're gonna love Drive My Car.
Oh no, 1, 2, 3. I'm not mad with the other 8 that are in there besides Drive My Car and Nightmare Alley. I'm okay with the rest of them except those 2. Nightmare Alley, I don't think should be in here. In my
I kind of
honest
agree.
opinion,
Yeah.
I don't think it should be here.
I will definitely. I since I just literally watched it, not even. I mean, just a little over 24 hours ago. I will definitely say, coming out of that one, I texted Ian at one point, like I just completely got bored of it halfway through. I thought it was still a good film, but like I do agree here. I don't think it should be in Best Picture.
You know what? I think the beginning was awesome. Like
Yep.
Bradley Cooper working in like the carnival and kind of learn some. He didn't have a monster in it. I mean, per se, like you
Right.
had monsters, but they're humans. But Guillermo del Toro is very good at giving creatures emotions. I think he's very good at that.
Yeah, he's giving us a terrifying Pinocchio movie that's going to come out next year, and it's or by Christmas this year, and it's going to be absolutely terrifying, nightmare fuel for kids for years to come. But I mean, for me, I mean, the biggest wild surprise for me is we get an actor, an actress, and supporting actor nominations. I kind of knew it when me and Nate were texting in during the 6:00 morning hour of the nominations coming out. 6:00 for me. And no screenplay for Being the Ricardos. And that was unfortunately the tell-all I needed right there because Sorkin's screenplays are always at least they're getting that right, and he didn't get it for
Sure.
this. And I don't
Yeah.
think it's his strongest screenplay neither. So like, it's okay with me. It kind of sucked that. I'm really surprised that 3 acting nominations and we're not getting that Best Picture nom is crazy, but it is what it is. That being said, Ziggy, this is the last one. What do you think of these 10 is going to take home Best Picture?
God, this is tough. There, like you said, there are some really good. There's some heavy hitters here. I'm really at a toss up with The Power of the Dog and Belfast. I really do think those are my two.
The 2 favorites.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I would love to give a nod to Dune, but I don't think here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with Nate. What he's been saying this whole time. I think it's gonna be Power of the Dog.
Power of the
Okay.
Dog.
We got one. Ian?
I suppose if I'm making a prediction of what I think will happen, then going with a favorite would be smart, just to play by the numbers. So I'll say Power of the Dog. But as far as who I would like to see win, I think that's an interesting conversation. I think I'm more between Dune and Licorice Pizza there. I think I had a little bit more fun watching Licorice Pizza, personally. So there's that. But don't the favorites, like, how often do the favorites actually win these things? Does it ever, how, like, would you say
some
most of
prizes.
the time the favorites win or not? Or do you think maybe like,
Usually you have like 2. Usually you have 2 going back battle to battle.
okay,
Saying which last year was like a really like we knew.
sure.
I think last year they Best Pictures usually always last when it comes to the Oscars. They did it like 3rd from last because
Because
they knew.
didn't they try to do like the Chadwick Boseman thing last year and they got burned by Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah,
Anthony
and then they were
Hopkins.
like, all right, go. Like
He
they're
wasn't
just like,
even
all right,
there
go
to
to the news,
accept
go
the
to the news.
award. They just, that was.
Yeah, he wasn't there, and then he posted the next day.
Why
at
don't
his,
they
like,
know ahead of time so
vineyard.
that they don't do that? Do you think?
I was
they would-
well, hold on, Ian, just to go back, I just looked at last year's betting odds. Yeah, No Man Land went with minus 670 going into the night.
yeah.
That thing was a
Oh.
powerhouse, just like Power of
Yeah.
the Dog.
That was.
It's really has a really good chance at winning. It's just such a powerhouse. It's in film editing. I'm picking that for sure.
So it's just me on this boat that's going out of this, right? I'm not picking this one. It's just me.
What are you picking, Mike?
I'm going King Richard.
Nice.
Ooh, I like that.
I think
I
it will
like
be
it.
done. I think it's the most crowd-pleasing movie. I think it's the most universally liked movie of all these 10 nominations.
Could happen.
I think the power and powerhouse of Will Smith being such a big name, they're going to do a lot of campaign and marketing. You'll see for the next 4 weeks, Will Smith will do it. Won't be surprised if he hosts SNL in the next month that you see Will Smith on there. If you see him on the Tonight Show, I want you to come back to this point right here because I'm trying to call this campaign run. I think it's going to happen. I think the hype will shift. We've seen it with the Green Book, which I mean, it was all right, but we've seen it happen. We've seen a shift.
3 Billboards.
3 Billboards. I love that movie. Oh my gosh, that movie is so good.
Mike,
But
I could definitely see it winning.
that's
the 3
my
I could
pick
see
right now.
The 3 I could see win. No, 3. Power of the Dog, Belfast, and King Richard are the 3 that I could see winning.
Yep.
And if Coda wins, because I hear a lot of people saying they love Coda, it's a really long shot. But oh my god, if Coda won, I'll probably scream at the top of my lungs. But I think
Yeah,
Mike, if marketing goes hard enough, you have a good shot with King Richard.
And
Going
Mike,
out
to
on a
go to
limb.
your point too with the SNL thing, Will Smith also has never hosted. So boom, there's a big
Oh my
ploy.
god.
First
I mean-
first time ever hosting.
The writing is on this wall. It's on the wall here.
It's up to Will Smith though. I heard he's
Yeah.
filming right now.
Mhm.
I heard he's been in the middle of filming and he has to campaign. I think campaigning does really affect you, but it could bite you in the butt. Lady Gaga
If he-
campaigned.
Yeah, if he doesn't campaign, then I think Netflix puts all their chips on Andrew Garfield's basket because I don't think Don't Look Up has a chance here, and that's the only Netflix one. So I think if he doesn't campaign, you're going to see Garfield everywhere.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
you'll see him anyway, but I think they're going to push all
He's
their
big
chips on that.
already. He's really
Yeah,
big
exactly.
already with Spider-Man.
Do you think his appearance in Spider-Man helps us a lot for him for Best Actor?
We're talking about him. Yeah,
true.
He's in there. I mean, that's what I mean. You're going to start seeing these late night appearances, and it's crazy once you start following Oscars more often. At least I picked up on it more. It's like when you start seeing, it's like, are you really supposed to be here? Are you doing this to campaign for your Best Picture odd? Or are you doing this because of this? You're doing this because the studio's paying to get you here. It's pretty funny. I don't know, but
yeah, Mike. As we sit here right now, King Richard is the 6th best odds with plus 2,000, behind Power of the Dog, Belfast, West Side Story, Dune, and Licorice Pizza.
I might have to throw some money on that one. I think
I might throw some money on that one too, Mike.
I
have someone I'm going to throw money on.
Yep. I'm feeling kind of good about it, to be honest with you.
Nightmare Alley is the worst at plus 4,000, and then Don't Look Up plus 3,500.
I think, Mike, your wild cards right now are King Richard, throw money on that, and Andrew Garfield right now.
Yeah, I think so. I completely agree. Those
are ones that could change like that.
Yep. So if you're doing Oscar polls and if you get anything for different odds, we're just trying to help. We're doing up. Yeah. Well, go ahead.
According to this website, all these odds are coming from DraftKings. So, if any of you, I don't know if you guys use those or whatnot.
I do use DraftKings. I probably will for Oscar night. Then maybe make a little parlay. Little parlay on the ones that I know are going to win. If there's even any kind of plus odds, then we coming home rich.
So another little Oscar trivia. We might get our first EGOT. Oh, not we might get an EGOT on Oscar night.
Who else?
What's his name? No. Lou, the guy who directed Tick Tick Boom. I can't think of his name.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes.
Really? Oh, that's right. And like very early too for this EGOT.
He's missing an Oscar, and he has a really good shot.
Yeah,
with
he does.
With animated feature and best song.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, No Time to Die might win. I think it still will. But
yeah, I forgot about that. That is, yeah. Shout out Lin-Manuel Miranda. Love Hamilton. Big Hamilton fan. A lot of people think it's overrated. Big Hamilton fan.
And we have 2 Oscar couples this year.
Yeah, Bardem and Cruz, right?
And Plemons and Dunst.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I won't even lie. I had to do a Google search of what an EGOT was, and I finally understand what it is.
Well, we learn something new every day. And that's
100%.
I mean, so the Oscars, I think, are what, the 27th of March?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably have to do maybe one more halfway through checkpoint, and then maybe the final one. We usually me and Nate we did a bet last Oscars, probably do it again this year because it's fun.
I'm all in.
I think if we do all the picks, right, and then if the winner or the loser has to buy the winner one of the best pictures on Blu-ray, well, now 4K. We'll have to buy the winner if it is on 4K, if not at Blu-ray, of the whatever wins on 4K or Blu-ray.
Cool.
So, that's usually our go-to. We did a Taco Bell box for the Golden Globes. We'll do one. We'll do this for the Oscars. But if we got 4 people, we may have to make a tweak to that somehow or some way because someone's gonna tie. Someone will for sure tie.
I'm just trying to look. Yeah, I'm like right now there's a lot of us that have very similar, just maybe 1 or 2 picks off.
Now, let me make this very clear. When I put this King Richard as Best Picture 6 weeks out, this could change, right? I'm hoping that the narrative is going to shift here. So
I don't know. We wrote it in ink.
No kidding.
I did
Mike,
hear on a podcast, all takes are final. I heard that somewhere.
All takes are final. Yeah.
I don't think
even though Mike said he wasn't going to see West Side Story, and
I was just about to bring
openly talked shit about Steven Spielberg and all sorts of utter nonsense.
Yep,
it's fine though.
I will say, I came back. I think it was like my number 6 movie of 2021. I really enjoyed West Side Story. It was a very good film.
Speaking of just movies in 2022, have you guys watched Jackass yet?
No.
Yeah.
I have not.
Hilarious.
Good one.
My
It's
number
very
one
funny.
my number one movie of 2022 so far. I've seen 2. Number 1.
Well, I'm sure it's
What
much
was the
better
other
than
one, Mike?
355 and Moonfall.
I saw Scream.
I saw
Scream.
I liked Scream. I had a fun time with Scream.
Yeah, I heard
So-
Scream was really good.
Saw Scream with Noah.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah,
him in
Noah
the
saw-
movies.
Noah saw. Oh no, we're tied for movies we saw in theaters this year.
I'm okay. So if
That's
there's a
fine.
movie on this list, Nate, that you would give to Noah, it would be Dune, right? To watch,
To watch?
because I think we may be able to get him to get one. But what's the movie we
Yeah.
can get him to watch? It may not be Dune because Ziggy loves it so much that he may be like, no.
King Richard.
That's what
he
I
might
would
be
do
able
if
to
I
watch.
was him. Yeah.
King Richard.
Okay.
Ooh.
So we should
Okay.
vote and give him one movie to watch.
I think
please.
you can't go wrong with King Richard.
Because if you tell him to watch Dune, he's going to be mad because he's going to say it's a knockoff Star Wars or something, and he likes
some
Star Wars
stupid
so
It'll be
much.
too
Yeah.
boring. It'll be too
Yeah.
boring for him.
Yeah.
King Richard has sports in it.
Boom.
King
And
Richard
Will
does have
Smith.
sports in it.
Big factor.
And Will
Big
Smith.
big factor.
Yeah. I don't think they talk about the Jets though, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to get that for him. But
So what are we looking? I cut out, so maybe you guys touched on it. But what are we looking for 2022 for movies?
oh gosh, I
Yeah, we
didn't even
got
think about it.
Better.
I haven't even thought of it.
We got a Damien Chazelle sighting in 2022 that I'm pretty excited about. We have a
Really?
Martin Scorsese. We do at the end of the year. We have a David O. Russell film that has a star-studded cast. We have Knives Out 2 I'm looking forward to. We have a Martin Scorsese movie with Leo at the lead coming out this year.
They have Avatar too, right?
We have Avatar 2 allegedly at the end of December. And then 4 other movies in the next 10 years. So we got that to look forward to. Bradley Cooper has another directorial movie. I don't know if that comes out this year or next. We have an Ari Aster movie comes out this year, which I love, Midsommar and Hereditary. If you haven't seen either one, go do yourself
yeah.
a
They
favor
are
and watch
great.
both. And then we also have a Jordan Peele movie, Nope, which we're supposed to get a trailer for on Super Bowl Sunday, by the way.
Ooh, perfect.
We're
I
supposed
think
to get the first look.
What else are we getting? Anna Day Armas, she has a movie coming out for her playing Marilyn Monroe. So
That's
that should
correct.
be good.
Yep. And Anna de Armas is
Very good.
what a
Very
wonderful woman.
beautiful.
What a wonderful woman.
I saw we're getting the adaptation of Stephen King's book Firestarter with Zac Efron. I don't know if that's going to be any good.
I haven't heard much about that. I mean, I liked it. I liked both parts of it.
The first trailer just dropped today.
Oh, I'll have to go watch. Oh, I did see that on the movie clips, like YouTube thing. I didn't watch it though. Maybe I'll have to get to that.
Are we excited about Morbius with Jared Leto?
Yes.
Yeah, keep that.
The end credit scene.
yeah, keep that.
I love Jared Leto so much because he's so
He's something
weird.
else. You see
we
the
are
little
getting.
things?
Yeah,
We got
we're getting
Lightyear.
Darian.
We get Lightyear.
Lightyear looks pretty
Yeah,
good.
Lightyear.
I'm excited for that. Darian
Doctor Strange.
Aronofsky. We're getting an Aronofsky movie, Nate, the whale
Okay.
one. So that would be
The whale
that would
one.
be exciting. It's called something with about a giant whale, but I think it's A24 Darren Aronofsky, and I think Brandon Fraser's in it. I think he's the lead, actually.
Oh, there we go.
This
So-
has potential.
We get a Jurassic Park movie this year.
Oh yeah, that is this year, isn't it?
Speaking of someone who has it as a literal blanket behind him, and he's not giving any intake on the Jurassic Park movie coming out this year.
All right, the original cast is coming back. I'll only say that about it.
Okay. Well, 2 is a gigantic piece of shit. I hate that movie so much. And
The
the
Lost
girl
World?
makes the last Jurassic Park, Fallen Kingdom. Is that the
Oh,
name
Fallen
of it?
King. That's
No.
garbage. That's
Thank you.
horrible
Okay,
garbage.
we're
The
back.
Clone
We're
Girl,
back.
right?
We're
Clone Girl.
yeah, we're
Is that
back.
that
Yes,
one?
we're back. We're back.
Nice.
Okay, we're all back. We're all back. 'Cause I was a little worried. We're all back. Okay.
Doctor
we get
Strange.
that
We're
this
getting.
year. Doctor Strange.
What
I
other
saw
movies come?
I
Marvel
saw a
movies?
TikTok that Tom Cruise is in this movie. I don't know if you guys saw
I
that
hope
TikTok.
they're trying to just make all these cameos. I highly
that's-
doubt all these cameos are coming.
Probably not, but it's a hilarious deep cut because apparently
Yep.
he was supposed to play Tony Stark in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. So like
Mhm.
for those that
Well,
know,
he was the first choice before Robert Downey Jr. too.
gotta imagine
So
there's no way that
um,
would have been as good.
we're getting Thor.
Oh,
Right,
Thor,
right.
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
very.
yeah.
I bet we see
Takeaway
something
TV
for.
is
I bet
awesome.
we see something for Thor for tomorrow on Sunday. I bet for Super Bowl Sunday. I bet we see it.
I wouldn't be surprised. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a trailer for Obi-Wan because we haven't got one yet.
And they just announced the date today.
Mm-hmm.
You think we get any Avatar footage?
What?
Yeah, right.
No. What's our? Do we have any hope for Uncharted with Holland and Wahlberg?
I can't decide if
little,
it's going to
yeah.
be shitty or so shitty it's good.
Tom Holland's always a hoot, so
I can't tell if
Yeah.
it's going to be shitty or so shitty I enjoy it. Does that make any sense?
That's a tough coin to flip.
Because I think it's going to suck ass, but I don't know if it's going to suck so bad that it's going to be worth to watch.
What about our new Michael Bay movie, Ambulance?
I'm not seeing that.
Maybe dog shit, I think, honestly.
I think it's like Moonfall.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh my! That was so bad. I did not like that at all.
You saw
I love.
it?
I saw Moonfall and I saw 355. Those two of the movies I've seen this year.
You didn't see Jackass.
Yeah, that's you got to get to it. It's
I was
hilarious.
busy yesterday doing a double feature of Nightmare Alley and
That's true. That is
West
a lot of
Side
hours.
Story.
That is a lot of
Right,
hours
it
in the
was.
theater.
It was a very long day.
Oh, go watch Sonic if you haven't seen the Sonic movie. The second
I was
one
about to
comes
say,
out
I
in
just-
April, and I love
Yeah.
that movie. It's so funny. It's good.
Sonic
Good
2.
kids movie for sure. But aside from that, I mean, we'll probably do a check-in in these next couple of weeks, possibly see what the trends are if there's anything crazy. But I don't really have anything else. Do you guys have anything?
No, I think I'm good.
No, I think this is. We get a new
I'm watching
Minions
the Harry
movie.
Potter movies right now
For the
Yeah,
first
I
time?
saw
for the
I saw
first
you got-
time in my life.
Wow.
I saw you got past Prisoner of Azkaban. That's my
So
favorite
I finished
one.
Goblet of Fire. That was the last one I watched. So apparently, what everyone tells me is like there's a huge tonal shift, and now everything like really starts, and it's
Mhm.
about to get really real and stuff. So I'm very excited to see what happens. My narrative of Harry Potter being a bad wizard is probably going to end because I've been pushing it. Each one I've watched, I've just been pushing this narrative online that he's a bad wizard, but I assume he's probably going to get really overpowered here and have to beat the snake guy. So very excited.
Has anyone else told you that Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2 is an overrated movie, or is that just me in the corner?
Oh,
So
that's
part
that's a good
two,
take.
part two is the one that like, so on the people I follow on Letterboxd, and then the people that from Letterboxd I follow on Twitter and stuff like that I talk to, no one likes that one. So
Thank goodness, because I liked Part 1.
Yeah,
Yeah, part one was really good.
that one.
But
is,
I think Part 2 stinks.
Oh, that's
So-
right. I'm looking at the rest of movies. We get into this Across the Spider-Verse this year.
Oh, that's right.
And we get Black Panther.
I was trying to think more of just
Flash.
like
We
the
got the
Oscar
Flash.
one. So we were getting. I thought
The
Flash was
Flash.
delayed.
Hard. Oh, did it? I don't know.
Fla-
It says November. IMDb.
Yeah, Flash says November. Yeah, November 4th.
Maybe it got
Like-
delayed to November.
a bunch of like Michael Keaton's back as Batman, but we're calling it the Flash. But this is a Batman movie, probably.
Well, yeah, this is the DCEU trying to scramble and trying to regroup.
Do Flashpoint just reset itself, reset the timeline?
That's what they're trying to do, I think.
Can't wait. What a mess. Excited.
So-
though.
On that
Well, yeah.
note, I guess. Well, we do have to get one thing because we just talked about it on the other podcast. But Nate, Ian, who's your Super Bowl pick for this weekend?
Bengals,
Yeah, there it is.
the underdog.
I would love to see the Bengals win. Who doesn't love Joe Burrow? Who doesn't love Jamar Chase? And I think they would probably be one of the more improbable Super Bowl winners
Oh
of
yeah,
the last 10 years, just thinking off the top of my head. That being said, I think the Rams are going to destroy them. So I'm not
Yeah,
happy
they-
about it.
they would
But
be. The,
I'm
they'd be
looking
the
at
tr-
I'm looking at the matchup up front. I'm looking at the trenches. I'm looking at the point of attack, and I see a heavy advantage one way. Rams got a lot of star power. I think it's going to be one of those situations where you're going to have to see some crazy shit. You know, Zach Taylor's going to have to steal a couple possessions if they can get some turnovers. Their defense is good enough, I think, to keep it close. I'm just worried about the protection in front of Joe Burrow, and they have a lot of route concepts that are they love to stretch the field, and I don't know if he's going to have time. That's just me, but we'll see. I'm excited.
Oh yes.
What do you guys think of the halftime show? Did you talk about the halftime show?
We did.
It's almost as if it's almost as if you should have just came on the podcast.
Yeah, you
I was
should've
watching-
it's not like you were.
I was watching the
sitting by.
Bulls. I was watching the Bulls.
Did they end up winning?
They did win.
Love it.
Nate, do you have
I was
any?
watching it
Nate,
till
are you
half.
interested in this halftime show?
Yeah. Kendrick Lamar's there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is.
All right.
Eminem.
That should be interesting.
Mary
Eminem,
J.
okay.
Blige.
Speaking of music, I saw Tyler
Snoop.
Creator last night.
You
This
did.
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
come
you
up in
did
the
do that,
podcast last night. Yeah, in the last one.
Yeah.
But unbelievable.
Looked like a
It
lot of
was
fun.
so freaking fun. I didn't realize I can't mosh pit anymore. I don't know who I thought I was, but I was just sitting there moshing with the kids, and
It's all
my
about
back,
seats,
my
Mike.
whole
It's
body
about
was
seats now.
destroyed. I we got the floor seats for $70.
Yeah, it's a good price. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
So
That is a
it was a
good
no
price.
break. Like we got lucky with actually on Ticketmaster getting them, so it was a no brainer. But yeah, those Section 100 seats. That's what I had for the weekend before he freaking canceled.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes.
Before our little wrap up here before we're done, music wise, there was supposed to be a Donda 2 event or Donda event at the Marlins Park on release day of Donda 2, but that is now, I'm told, possibly no longer happening. So I'm not sure if that means a delay in the album or whatnot.
Probably.
But that is
Wait,
what I
Kanye
was,
delaying an album and it never comes out. That would never happen.
See, I don't even listen to Kanye or any of that music, and I know that that's a thing that happens. I've talked to
There's a-
Noah too many times.
There's a
Practice.
38% chance he drops it on time. 38% chance.
That's a
Like
very exact number.
people did the science. They did the science on it.
Wow.
I'm honestly more looking forward to Pusha T at this point. I'm ready for the Pusha T album. I'm a big fan of
Yep.
Daytona. Big fan. I'm very excited. But that's just because Donda 2 is not going to come out. So, and where's Kendrick?
Maybe
We're
with the
Frank.
Super Bowl. Maybe with the Super Bowl.
Give me a good song. Give me a track by Friday. Then give me a new track you're going to play. Please, I'm begging almost.
All right. Well, on this note, should we wrap it up here?
Yeah. Thanks. Shout out to the two additional mates. Lazy Mates.
Oh yes.
Reunion is very back. Felt great. Vibes were on. Got a little spicy, which we love to see. And I'm super excited to talk Oscars with you guys for the next 6 weeks. It's gonna be a blast.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, you guys are the best, so thanks for letting
Of course.
me hop in here.
I agree.
yeah.
I second what Ian says.
Awesome. Thanks, dudes. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right,
All
see you
right.
guys.
See you, folks.
And the Oscar goes to. It's a clean sweep